It's Earth's Little Heaven, the PCTV Network. PCTV Network, your hometown station. We're home for you. That's our slogan. But I dare adjust, and it's the truth, and it fits best. The PCTV Network, your number one source for local sports, with your favorite hosts, Bernie, Dave, Al, and Scott. The PCTV Network, we're home for you. It's more than a slogan, it's all true. Local programming, stream 24/7, the PCTV Network. It's Earth's Little Heaven, the PCTV Network. Check out channels 22, 28, and 98. Tune in, it's sure to be great. The PCTVnetwork.com, The PCTVnetwork.com, The PCTVnetwork.com, Make sure you support PCTV Network, PCTVnetwork.com, your hometown station.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bush from Informed Family Financial Services and the host of Financially Speaking with Jeff Bush. We're pleased to bring you this presentation of the Academic Challenge.
The PCTV Network proudly presents Academic Challenge, best known as Quiz Bowl, where area high school students compete for academic supremacy. And now your host, the incomparable Mr. Todd Kelly.
Welcome to the 2017 PCTV Academic Quiz Bowl Tournament, sponsored by Informed Family Financial Services. Each winter, some of the brightest students from area high schools compete academically through a series of matches in the Academic Quiz Bowl League. The questions cover a wide range of topics, from mathematical equations to scientific theories, from ancient history to English grammar, and from world religions to popular culture. Each year I am amazed at how quickly and accurately these teams under pressure can answer these challenging questions. The seedings for this year's TV tournament were determined by the final rankings during the season. Today's match pits Pottsgrove High School against Pope John Paul II High School. Representing Pottsgrove, we have Simon, Brett, Mike, and Nathan. And Nathan is serving as the captain. Representing Pope John Paul II, we have Zach, Kara, Ben, who's serving as captain, and James. Each match consists of 3 rounds. The first round has 15 toss-up questions that either team may answer in 5 seconds. If a team misses a question, the opposing team has a chance to answer correctly on the rebound. A correct answer earns the team a bonus question. For this, the team has 10 seconds to confer before the captain voices the answer. Computational questions are given extra time, a total of 30 seconds. So now we're ready to begin with toss-up question number 1. Symbols of authority. A sovereign in what ancient civilization wore a headdress displaying a uraeus? Nathan.
Egypt.
Egypt is correct. Yeah, so uraeus is actually the sacred snake. So you got that correct. So that means Pottsgrove gets a bonus question in etymology. What adjective that means relating to or suggestive of war is derived from the name of the Roman god of war?
Bellicose.
Okay, the answer to that's incorrect. The Roman god of war was Mars, so martial was the word we were looking for. Toss-up number 2, both teams in this. Consumers. Oophagy indicates the eating of what? Okay, time's expired on that. O is the root for egg, so egg eating. Toss-up number 3, politics. The spreading of stories, often fabricated, about a candidate to destroy that candidate's reputation is known as what kind of assassination? Okay, Nathan.
Character assassination?
Character assassination is correct. Pottsgrove, you get a bonus in novels. In a novel by Mark Twain, what was the home state of Hank Morgan, a man who was somehow transported back to medieval England?
Mississippi.
Okay. The novel they're talking about is a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, so Connecticut's the answer. All right. Toss-up number 4. Both teams back into this one. Explorers. In 1871, contrary to rumors prevalent at the time, what American reporter found, very much alive, the missionary who had been the first European to see Victoria Falls? Time's expired on that one, and that was Henry Stanley. Okay, we got a computational one now. They got 30 seconds for that in statistics. Some of these will take 30 seconds, some of these will be done very quickly, but we always try to give enough time for the mathematical equations. Here we go. What is the range of these data points? 26, 45, 54, 76, 83, 88, 94. Okay, I got an answer from Brett. 78. That's incorrect. Rebound the remaining time to Pope John Paul II. Okay, Ben?
68.
68 is correct. 68 is correct. Just, I think what you do, you take the furthest points and just subtract the one from the other. Okay, so good job there, and you guys get a bonus question in combustion. This is for Pope John Paul II. Subsonic combustion is called deflagration. What similar term indicates a supersonic explosion that creates a shock wave? Yes, Ben?
Explosion.
Okay, that's incorrect. We're trying to go from the same term. Detonation. Detonation, okay. You're in the right area, but you're going with a similar term. Okay, toss-up number 6. Recent auctions. In 2016, a sextant sold at auction for nearly $97,000. This instrument was used in 1912 on the RMS Carpathia when its crew rescued survivors from what? There we go. Nathan.
The Titanic.
The Titanic. I was waiting for someone to get that. Okay. A bonus for Pottsgrove. Archaeology. The Minoan civilization arose during which archaeological age?
The Bronze Age.
The Bronze Age is correct. Toss-up 7 is in Caribbean geography. The name of what Jamaican town comes from the Spanish words Manteca Bahia, which means Bay of Lard? Time's up. It's Montego Bay. Toss-up number 8, clouds. Scud is another name for what kind of ragged, detached clouds? Okay, Ben?
Cirrus clouds.
That's incorrect. 5-second rebound for Pottsgrove. Okay, Simon?
Cumulus.
That's also incorrect. It's actually called a fractus cloud. Toss-up number 9, genetics. What biological process results in 2 new daughter cells? Okay, Nathan?
Mitosis.
Mitosis is correct. Good anticipation there. And that means Pottsgrove gets a bonus in sports stories. These books are about what sport? The Breaks of the Game, A Season on the Brink, Miracle on 49th Street, Playing for Keeps, Night Hoops, Fab Five.
Basketball.
Basketball is correct. It's nice when you have the opportunity on a bonus that you can listen to all the titles and know which the answer is going to be. Okay, toss-up 10, both teams. Georgia history. What major city in Georgia was first called Marthasville and later Atlantica Pacifica? Nathan?
Atlanta.
Atlanta is correct. You guys get a bonus in symphonies. What is the translation of the name of Beethoven's symphony, Sinfonia Eroica.
Heroic Symphony.
The Heroic Symphony is correct. Good job. We get a bonus in, no, sorry, not a bonus. We get toss-up number 11, my fault. It's computational. And this one's means. This will take a little more time. Determine 4 arithmetic means between 11 and negative 79. All right, no one got there. Anyone close? Okay, the 4 were negative 61, negative 43, negative 25, and negative 7. All right. Okay. Well, toss-up 12 is also computational, though I think this one will go a lot faster. Overtones. If the fundamental frequency is 440 hertz, what is the frequency of the 3rd overtone? Yes. That's incorrect. Yes.
3,520.
That's also incorrect. 1,760 hertz. Okay. Toss of 13, World War I. The central powers of World War I included Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and what? All right, we got an answer from Mike.
The Ottoman Empire.
That is correct. Empire, the Ottoman Empire. Got it. You guys get a bonus in person. All right, there we go. Sorry. All right, technical difficulty. Got that resolved. We get a bonus in personality for Pottsgrove. What term is missing in these lines? Extroverts are action-oriented, while blanks are thought-oriented. Introverts is correct. All right, we've got toss-up number 14, spiders. The eyes, mouth, and legs are on which of the 2 body parts of a spider? Okay, we got an answer from Zach.
Thorax.
That's incorrect. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do, Zach, here is, can you be more specific? That's what I'm going to say. No. Okay, because the answer, and we go with the answer that's from the organization. We get it's cephalothorax is what they say, cephalothorax. So I'm assuming I'm going to go with that. Or I'll check it and make sure that's legitimate. Okay, and then toss-up 15, last one in this round, before we go to the lightning round, court orders. Even though a convicted killer might already be strapped to an execution table, well, this is a pleasant category, what kind of court order? Yes, Ben.
A stay.
A stay is correct, yes. All right, so you guys get a bonus here in Dickens. You know your Charles Dickens? We'll find out. Charles Dickens described what character from Oliver Twist with these words? He looked less like a man than some hideous phantom.
Oliver.
I hope not. Okay. It was Fagin. So at the end of our first round, the scores are Pottsgrove with 90 and Pope John Paul II with 40. As sometimes happens in this competition, the score is sometimes inaccurate. So we've made an adjustment that is correct for what happened. So at this point, Pottsgrove leads. They have 100, and Pope John Paul II has 20. That's the accurate score. Gives us a chance to readjust as we move into the lightning round. Now, the lightning round is different. The trailing team has 60 seconds to answer as many rapid-fire questions as possible. Questions passed or answered incorrectly are then given to the opposing team, which has 6 seconds allotted per question. The same process is then followed by the opposing team. During our little break, we have some substitutions, so I'd like to introduce some new players. So for Pottsgrove, joining the team, we have Nate and Lucas. And on the other side for Pope John Paul, Casey's joined the team, and Matt. All right, so during the short break we had 3 categories to choose from: Chinese inventions, hyphenated words, and animal kingdom. And Pope John Paul got to choose, and they chose hyphenated words. We're going to go with that first. And Pottsgrove chose animal kingdom. So we're going to have 60 seconds. Of course, all the answers will be hyphenated words. Ben, will you be giving the answers?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one I can read slowly because he won't start the time until I'm finished, and then I'll try to go as quickly as possible. In which tournament format does one loss remove a team from contention?
Single elimination.
What word means lost in thought or forgetful?
Absent-minded.
The Calvert and Penn families paid for the survey of which line?
The Mason-Dixon line.
In Europe, the more popular form of wrestling is not freestyle, but what?
Mixed martial arts.
What sort of goggles does the U.S. Army sometimes use after sunset and before sunrise?
Night vision.
What reticent political party lasted from 1849 to 1860?
The Know-Nothing Party.
The House blank Activities Committee investigated Alger Hiss.
Yeah. Un-American.
RPGs are blank grenades.
Rocket propelled.
Name the deadly New World snake with a French name. Okay, time's expired. You did very well in that category. We got through 9 questions, and they answered 7 correctly, giving them 70 points, putting them right back into this match. Now, Pottsgrove, you have a chance to steal 2 of them. Who's going to be answering for you guys? Okay, all right. So you're going to get 12 seconds. Again, the time will start when I finish the first one, so I'll ask that slowly. In Europe, the more popular form of wrestling is not freestyle, but what?
Mud wrestling.
Name the deadly New World snake with a French name.
Boa constrictor.
Okay, those are both incorrect. The type of wrestling is Greco-Roman wrestling, and the snake is the fer de lance. All right. Okay, Pottsgrove, you're now going with Animal Kingdom. Nathan, will you be giving the answers? Okay, Mike will give the answers. All right. So again, 60 seconds from when I finish the first one. The last stage of development in insects is indicated by what A word?
Adult.
Name the only cetacean whose diet includes aquatic mammals.
Crab.
What are the most aquatic members of the weasel family?
Otters. Otters.
The rare Tuatara is the only extant member of an entire order of which vertebrate class?
Pass.
What is the name of the hard chitinous shell possessed by insects?
Exoskeleton.
In animals, anterior is to posterior, as dorsal is to what?
Pass.
What is the largest member of the genus Canis?
A wolf.
Wings, if present, project from which segment of an insect's body?
Thorax.
Scientists consider which ape species the closest genetically to humans?
Chimpanzee.
Okay. All right. So we got through 9 questions there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct, which means, Pope John Paul, you have a chance to steal 3 of them. Again, so we have 18 seconds. I'll read the first one slowly. Ben, giving the answers? Yes. Okay, great. Name the only cetacean whose diet consists of aquatic mammals.
Lobster.
In animals, anterior is to posterior, as dorsal is to what?
Pectoral.
The rare Tuatera is the only extant member of the entire order of which vertebrate class?
Pass.
Okay, well, that's the last one. I read that slowly, so I was giving you a little chance. Unfortunately, again, none correct. Cetacean would be the killer whale. The killer whale. Got to think a little bigger, folks. A cetacean. The Tuatara is part of the reptile class. And finally, anterior is to posterior, as dorsal is to ventral. Okay. Now we go to the final round. Let's check the scores here. Pottsgrove has a lead of 160 to 90. It's a little closer. This time, our final round consists of 15 toss-up questions. There are no bonuses in this round. However, rebounds are still permitted. Toss-up number 1, Native Americans. These peoples were among the first to dwell in what region that became, in the region that became what U.S. state? So we're looking for a U.S. state name. Okay. Bannock, Shasta, Chinook, Tillamook, Klamath. We've got an answer from Ben.
Alaska.
Alaska is incorrect. Rebound from Pottsgrove. Nathan?
Virginia.
That's also incorrect. Oregon is the answer. Toss-up number 2 is computational. It's called purchasing problems. Mrs. Reese bought 20 ornate Great Auk mugs for a total cost of $980. $980, including some large ones for $50 and some small ones for $40. How many of the large ones did she buy? We've got an answer from Nathan.
18.
18 is correct. Good job. Toss-up number 3 is Japan. The highest point in Japan is on what island? Got an answer from Nathan.
Okinawa.
Okay, that's incorrect. We get a rebound from Pope John Paul II, if they can. Yes, Casey.
Iwo Jima.
That's also correct. Honshu. Toss-up number 4, scientific speculation. The Alvarez hypothesis involves an event that occurred on or adjacent to what peninsula? Got an answer from Ben.
The Yucatan Peninsula.
That is correct. Toss-up 5, painful punishments. In ancient Rome, some criminals received a scourging, which is a type of corporal punishment administered by what device? Got an answer from Ben.
Whips.
Whips is correct. Toss-up 6, parts of speech. Together, the first 2 words of this example function as what part of speech? In order to make an omelet, you have to break some eggs. Nathan.
Preposition.
That's incorrect. Rebound.
Adverb.
Adverb's also incorrect. It is a conjunction. A conjunction. Toss-up 7, the moon. These are the 3 types of what structures that are obvious on the lunar surface? Yes, Nate.
Crater.
That's incorrect. Straight, arcuate, sinuous. Yes, James.
Mountains.
That's also correct. They're called rills. Toss-up number 8, bad decisions. In his dissenting opinion, Justice Harlan predicted that the Supreme Court's decision in Plessy versus Ferguson to uphold separate but equal public facilities would become as infamous as what previous decision? Yes, Nathan.
Dred Scott versus Sanford.
Okay, yes, you got it right.
speak.
Yes, Dred Scott versus Sanford. You got that correct. Toss-up 9, etymology. The term iridescence is derived from the name of what Greek goddess? And that would be Mike.
Iris.
Iris is correct. Of the rainbow, Iris. Toss-up 10, vital signs. The 4 primary vital signs are BP for blood pressure, HR or heart rate, RR or respiratory rate, Yes.
Body temperature.
And that's right, BT for body temperature. Toss-up 11 is computational in cones. To the nearest whole number, what is the volume of a cone with a radius of 8 inches and an altitude of 15 inches?
Oh.
Okay, Nathan's going to try it.
993 square or cubic inches.
Okay, a little closer, but not quite there. 1,005 cubic inches. All right. Toss-up 12. Chemical synonyms. What is a synonym for silicon dioxide? I've got an answer from James.
Silicate.
That's incorrect. Rebound. Yes, Mike.
Silicone.
I said also incorrect. The answer we wanted there was silica. Okay, so it's just that suffix that's wrong. Toss-up 13, British traditions. What archbishop is the traditional cleric for coronations held at Westminster Abbey? Okay, yes, Mike. Oh, sorry, okay. Nathan tried to buzz in here.
Archbishop of Canterbury.
The Archbishop of Canterbury. Yes, we just had a slight glitch there in the buzzer system. That is correct. Point goes to Pottsgrove. All right, toss-up 14, Eastern Europe. During the 18th century, what European kingdom was larger than any other European country except Russia and had a greater population than any other European country except France? And we've got an answer from Mike.
Poland.
Poland is correct. I thought that was a tricky one. Good job. And our last question, metalworking. Name the process of shaping cold metal with lathes, milling machines, and drills. All right. And on that note, the answer was machining. So our final score here of today's match, Pope John Paul II has 110, and Pottsgrove, you're the victors with 220. Congratulations.